Cary, Malchow, 7501, West County Road 750 North. Last month I brought you some information, and it was brought to me by all state officials. There was one piece of information on there, on that pamphlet I gave you, that was incorrect. I just want to make sure it was clear. I tried to do the best I possibly could on the research to give you the most adequate information. And that had to do with Purdue University. As far as department, they do not pay that to the city, that they are self-sustained on their own department. Last month, you guys voted 5-4. What a great statement that makes. Today we see a Ball State official stand up here and ask for the same thing that was asked last month. That's called communication. Now, by that last month's meeting, by doing that, I want to explain the great things that came from that there statement and that vote. So that way that can be looked upon encouragement for future issues that deals with Ball State and ourselves as a city. It's called communication. First thing we saw was a few articles come out in the newspaper that made the public aware of what was going on. The second thing is hopefully there was some communication done between Ball State University's president and mayor of this here city. The other things, there was information that was passed on to our state senator, Sue Arrington, and district representative Dennis Tyler, that I had an opportunity to speak to both of them down at the State House. Here about 3 weeks ago, there was a bus full of people going down to the State House to talk about property taxes. And that was the number one thing on everyone's mind, as well as mine. But I used that time to talk to these two individuals and how important it was that this needed to be addressed. And both of them agreed highly the importance of the funding that this here does need to be addressed. I asked several questions to both of those individuals. They brought me back to their office and sat down so we can sit here and talk. And they had to get back with me to answer these questions, because some of the questions they didn't know. There's a thing called a pass-through fund, and that passes from the state legislative body that says yes or no and how much basically the state is going to help out with our city for the funding of our fire department. That pass-through fund has to be passed through the legislative body, and that goes from the legislative body to Ball State to the city of Muncie. The only way that's going to be changed is the legislative body increases that amount. Because of what took place last month, both Dennis Tyler and Sue Arrington said that is something that they're definitely going to address during the summer and into the next session. The next question I asked was, is Ball State allowed to give in-kind gifts? And neither one of them knew the answer. Both of them told me after doing research that they couldn't see why not, unless that donation was given to them, had a designated area that it had to go to. Yesterday there was a nice article, and I'm just going to show you. It was in yesterday's paper. Bridging Problems, and it's talking about Muncie. Things that we can do. And it's right here. I don't know if you guys read this or not. I'm just going to read a short segment of it.
Now, is this pertaining to the street?
Yes, it's about the whole thing that we're sitting here doing about it. I will. I'll be done here in about a minute.
Thank you.
Yes. Number 2 is ask Ball State for an in-kind help in firefighting. Ball State takes the position that it can contribute no more cash to the fire department protection demand that it creates for the city. Basically, this right here is an employee of Ball State. His name is Cary Kelly. He's a professor of planning at Ball State University. So there's other people that feel the same way as myself. And I just want to bring this information on what was done for the last 30 days. So that way you can see what and how important this vote was. Now in doing so, I also would like to see this council vote 9-0 to vacate this land so Ball State can continue and proceed onto this building project. And I thank you very much.
Does anyone else like to speak on ordinance 4-08?